Thank you for sharing your Monday afternoon with us. This is America's first and only daily talk show for and about the Filipinos, where we laud the achievements of our kababayans. Earlier with Ronnie Ligo of Balita Media, we talked about the young Filipino student na nanalo po ng isang programa para makapagpadala ng experiment into space. And right about now, I'd like to introduce you to another kababayan who's achieving a lot of great things for us here in the U.S., here in our Filipino-American community in Southern California. Alexander or Alex Cruz de Ocampo, hello and welcome to Kababayan.
Thank you for having me.
Alex is one of the 10 Filipino-American young leaders, and this was a project by, can you tell us about this project?
So this project was developed by Ambassador Jose Cuisa and Mrs. Cuisa, and it's dedicated to connecting Filipino-Americans to the Philippines. And it was a national search. They went all across the country looking for 10 young Filipino-American leaders who have done work in the arts, in politics, in business, and sponsor them for a trip to the Philippines to meet with business leaders, meet with elected officials, understand what's going on in the Philippines.
And guys, you know what? This is a wonderful project because we always talk about this on the show, and I've mentioned recently to a lot of the Filipino Americans who were born and raised here, even those who were raised here but born in the Philippines, sometimes they grew up not knowing anything about their mother, the birth country of their parents, right?
Correct.
What did this trip do for you?
It was life-changing. I mean, it was connecting our Filipino-American youth and ones that have been very accomplished and getting them to understand the Philippines and what's going on there. And some of them hadn't been to the Philippines since they were like 4 or 5 or since they had immigrated to America. And to be able to open those doors and help them understand the importance of connecting with your roots. And that, you know, we live in two worlds, but we need to connect and we need to unite.
Exactly. And we're not just connecting, we also want to collaborate. What do you think will Philams like you bring to the Philippines? Because help is much needed there.
Oh, it is much needed. And so we dedicated ourselves, all 10 of us, after the trip to work on special projects. There are projects such as Michael Villa and Angela Lagmadeo. They're connecting with teaching. So they're starting Teach for the Philippines, getting young Filipinos to want to commit to teaching in the Philippines. And me and J.R. Kalanok and Melissa Apuyo were dedicated to voter empowerment, getting Filipino Americans to vote in these upcoming elections and in the future.
This makes me very excited because we need people in power. We need people in places where people actually make decisions for our country, because we need to be represented there as well. And you are a budding politician?
Yes, I'm actually running for Los Angeles City Council, District 13. My parents immigrated to historic Filipino town 40 years ago and never left, and born and raised in the district. And I've decided that my vision, my values, and my life and work experience will be an asset to Los Angeles City Hall.
Why is that? A lot of Filipino Americans, parents, they groom their kids to be nurses, to be professionals in accounting or in the health industry, and not too many people have, because they say we don't have leaders or role models in politics. What made you decide to pursue that career?
Well, it's sort of the values that my parents gave me to always give back to the community. My father, unfortunately, he passed away with terminal cancer when I was 9, and we had to really work together as a family to make it. And through the community, through Los Angeles, through the workers programs that were sponsored by the city that helped me and my family, I feel that it's so important to give back. And that's why I'm running. At the moment where City Hall needs a lot of help and resources, I think, you know, I'll be an asset, and, you know, there needs to be new vision and new leadership in City Hall.
And you know what? Not all of us can run. Obviously, you are well accomplished and well deserving to run, but at the same time, we can do our part by giving back to the community, but actually just registering to vote. And that is the project that you're working on.
Yes,
yeah?
Yes, we are dedicated to getting more Filipino Americans to register to vote. The reality is that they can swing elections locally, on the state level, nationally. As you can see all over the country, there's lots of Filipinos in Nevada. They could swing that vote. That's a swing state.
Right.
With Filipinos empowered, we can make sure our voices are heard in Washington or in Sacramento or in City Hall.
Wonderful. Very impressive and very inspiring as well. Invite our viewers. Some of them may want to join this program for this search, or this, it's not really a competition. It's a search.
It's a search,
for 10 young Filam leaders.
Correct.
And you think that this will happen again next year?
Yeah, it'll happen next year. Ambassador Cuisa is dedicated to this program. So look at the ambassador's websites and your local consul general's offices. They're going to be launching it, and you'll see it on a lot of Filipino channels, and hopefully people can participate, and you could be the next Filipino American that will be traveling over there.
Right, and you can certainly make a difference like what Alex is doing or trying to do right here. Thank you so much, and more power to you.
Thank you very much.
Community News when we return. Don't go away.